Hello and welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean and today we have a Chiroptera Press unboxing. It's a box within a box. I gotta say, I love the way they are shipping these. There was a larger box which contained this smaller box which contained a bubble wrapped book. You know, this thing is, they're making sure this book arrives in pristine condition. This is Teatro Grottesco by Thomas Ligotti, the Theater of the Grotesque. This is, of course, the Slipcased Deluxe Edition. This was released as a signed hardcover, as well as a Slipcased Deluxe Edition. And then there's also a second printing that is currently done as well. I believe the second printing is still available. But I had to swing for the Deluxe Edition because I have been just absolutely thrilled with every Deluxe Slipcase Edition I've received thus far from Chiroptera. They really started off being like following in the footsteps of Centipede Press, but they've kind of gone off and done their own thing with their slipcased editions, and I'm all for it. So I imagine this applies to the second edition, or maybe this was just a first edition exclusive, but they feature a transparent dust jacket, which sounds really cool for the regular hardcover edition because that has black cloth for the actual boards. So you have like a black, I think it might be blind stamped with kind of the star design. So you kind of get a black on black appearance. This one, the deluxe edition, has a thicker colored cloth. So it's a little bit different than one would expect from the regular hardcover. But it still looks nice. I still like the way it looks. Of course, we do have top edge stain. This, of course, being not even an edge stain. This is like top edge gilding. Look at that. Silver gilded page edges on the top and on the bottom, not on the side. That's fine. I didn't realize this was in the bottom, too. I thought it was just the top stain. Nice little boxy title on the spine. Exclusive to the deluxe slipcase edition are these hand marbled end papers, which is going to be in the front and the back. I believe there was only like 100 copies. It doesn't even specify on here. So we have 570 numbered copies, 26 lettered copies. Those numbered copies were split between the slipcased and the regular standard hardcover. I believe, like I said, it was like a pretty, like 200 slipcased perhaps, and then the other 370 with a regular hardcover. Signed by both Thomas Ligotti and Jonathan Dennison, who provides the artwork. Now, this collection, this is a short story collection, originally published back in 2006. It is broken down into several parts: derangements, deformations, and the damaged and the diseased. Various short stories in all of them, which showcase, nice Dennison's artwork there. Almost kind of has like a Vladimir Zimakov kind of blocky wood-carved artwork look to it. I don't think that's necessarily the case with his art all the time, but that definitely looks like it. So this showcases the nihilistic, pessimistic tone that Ligotti has become known for. And it's one of those things where I knew it was going to sell out, or at least I knew the slipcase edition was going to sell out. So I'm like, hell yeah, I got to buy that. Because Chiroptera has definitely found their stride with these editions. Their titles are selling out pretty quickly. Does each story have a different art piece? It looks to be that way. And that's a ton of art. I have to commend them for it. Some of the pages are going to stick together due to the top gilding. So, if you're thinking, why are these pages stuck together? That's why. Let's look at some deformities in this. Now, I have not read the short stories in this collection. Like I said, I think the original editions, which were it was originally published as a limited edition back in 2006 from another small press publisher, and I believe those editions are long out of print. I believe it did eventually get a trade release, but Chiroptera is making a name for themselves as being the House of Ligotti, and they're really shining with their Ligotti publications, and also the Ted Klein publications. They've been rocking the Ted Klein too, but really Ligotti first and foremost has been their primary author to publish, and I'm all for it. You know, they have their niche, they have their author that they're working on, and they're sticking to it. They have published other works as well. Mark Samuels had a collection. Matthew Bartlett had a collection. Obviously, Ted Klein has had some editions. They've recently kind of gone into a more, and these are thick end paper series. That is thick cardstock. They've gone into more of a nonfiction route lately. They've done some nonfiction titles, both some nonfiction Ligotti, as well as some nonfiction from Dejan Ojanovic, which is kind of branching out and almost doing like a theatrical analysis on just works themselves, weird authors in their own rights. But anyways, this Slipcase Deluxe Edition is sold out, and I believe the first edition is sold out as well. I mean, sometimes they might add a copy or two back to their website, so maybe you might be able to pick up a copy. But I know the second edition is still available. But if you want a Slipcase edition, you would have to go to the secondary market or other storefronts, like perhaps Camelot Books or Subterranean Press, I believe, carries these as well. But if you're thinking, man, I love Thomas Ligotti and these Slipcase editions look awesome, then you definitely should subscribe to the newsletter for Chiroptera Press, because these titles do sell pretty quickly. Look, I like the way the spine looks. I mean, I think it's just because I don't have it lined up perfectly, or maybe it was done artistically that way. You can almost see, almost like a shadow of sorts to the words with the stamped title underneath it. Very cool. But I actually have a whole playlist of Chiroptera Press unboxings on the channel if you wanted to see more of these. Definitely something worth checking out. They're an exceptional publisher. Like I said, the early titles were more in line with Centipede Press's style, but they've really kind of made a name for themselves, especially with these newer slipcased editions and the lettered editions, although I don't own any of those. But thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel here. I do at least one book review a week with plenty of unboxing videos in between here and there. And check out Chiroptera Press, check out the works of Thomas Ligotti, and we'll see you around next time.